Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we are taking a super nostalgic but honestly highly practical look back at the absolute roots of digital creation. We're going to strip away all that overwhelming complexity of modern software and just appreciate the brilliant simplicity of the tools that literally started it all. So whether you're looking to understand the foundational logic of digital art or you just kind of want a fun, refreshing reminder of where early UI design came from, you are in the exact right place. All right, let's dive right into this.
Let me ask you something. Do you remember the tactile joy of just grabbing some physical crayons and a blank piece of paper? Well, the transition to digital media didn't erase that magic at all. It simply traded physical pigments for pixels, giving all of us a digital canvas governed by entirely new rules and awesome new capabilities.
So here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, welcome to graphic art. Then, navigating Microsoft Paint. After that, mastering the toolbox. Fourth is graphic tools in Word. And finally, essential art vocabulary.
Section 1. Welcome to Graphic Art, Understanding the Digital Canvas.
So what exactly is it? Well, graphic art is simply the creation and editing of digital pictures and drawings. Pretty straightforward, right? But the real aha moment here is that shift from just being a consumer of media to actually becoming a creator. It's not just about producing a masterpiece, it's about leveraging technology to manipulate visual data at its most fundamental, pixel by pixel level. I mean, we've all seen a classic digital house drawing like this one. It's primitive. You've got a blue roof, some green grass, a few bright primary colors, but it proves a really vital point. Graphic art, right at its core, is immediate, it's accessible, and it's fun. You absolutely don't need some massive, complex rendering engine to communicate a clear visual idea. In fact, sometimes those constraints actually breathe the best creativity.
Moving on to Section 2, Navigating Microsoft Paint, Opening Your First Workshop.
Getting this workshop started is basically a trip down memory lane for classic operating systems. Remember the path? First, you click the Startup menu, then you go into Accessories, and finally, you find Paint and click on it. For a whole generation, this was literally their first introduction to digging into a digital file system to find a creative tool. It was just a foundational workflow that paved the way for everything we do in modern computing.
Section 3. Mastering the Toolbox, Your Digital Superpowers.
The second you open Paint, you are immediately greeted by a masterclass in early UI design. Up at the top, you've got the menu bar for your basic program controls, and then over on the side is the toolbox. Now, this toolbox is the absolute engine room. It houses literally every single utility you could possibly need to generate graphics and bring whatever is in your imagination right onto the screen. Inside that toolbox are 4 core utilities that form the absolute bedrock of all image manipulation. We're talking about cropping, adding text, filling colors, and changing size and direction. Let's quickly break down why these specific, simple actions matter so much. First up, we have cropping. Cropping is selecting a specific part of the picture and then just completely removing the rest of it. And why is this such a big deal? Because cropping is essentially digital focus. It lets you chop out all that unwanted background noise or distractions, forcing the viewer's eye exactly where you want it to go. You are quite literally cutting away the unnecessary to highlight what actually matters. Next up is adding text, which, was how early users first experienced digital typography. Instead of painstakingly painting out individual letters, you just select the text tool, click that bottom right corner, and physically drag your mouse to the right until you've got enough space. It was this incredibly intuitive drag-and-drop action that instantly merged word processing with graphic design. And then, of course, we have the manipulation tools. The Paint bucket lets you instantly fill colors based on pixel boundaries, which, let's be honest, was a massive leap from analog coloring. Plus, you can easily change the size of the picture or flip its direction. It basically gave users total, non-destructive control over the physical properties of their art. All right, Section 4, Graphic Tools in Word, Beyond the Basic Canvas. Now, most people probably view Microsoft Word as just a digital typewriter for hammering out essays or reports. But the Insert menu is actually a hidden gateway. Clicking on it reveals an entire ribbon of graphic capabilities, proving that, hey, you don't always need a dedicated fancy art program to create visually dynamic, interesting documents. Just look at the insert options Word gives you right out of the box. You've got clean vectors like icons, you can drop in geometric shapes, you can even insert fully rotatable 3D models, and of course, smart art for complex flowcharts.
It is a highly efficient little system for rapidly taking standard, boring text and elevating it into professional, engaging layouts.
And our final section, number 5, essential art vocabulary, the universal language of art. The source material we're looking at today includes this truly fascinating bilingual glossary, and it perfectly proves how digital concepts totally cross cultural boundaries. Seeing terms like graphic art, toolbox, fill colors, and smart art translated side by side in English and Arabic is just a brilliant reminder that software UI has created this shared global terminology. No matter what language your operating system is in, the actual digital creative process remains exactly the same everywhere. So, we've toured the foundational digital canvas, we've unpacked the toolbox, and we've explored those hidden graphic engines living right inside everyday documents. The interface really is universal. So, the only question left for us today is, now that you remember exactly how powerful these fundamental tools are, what digital masterpiece are you going to create next? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, keep creating.